Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin Cash. Let's take a look at the bigger picture first, and then we're going to zoom in to the to the 4-hour chart. Bigger picture reveals that Bitcoin Cash is likely in a downtrend here, an overall downtrend, as it topped in 2021 in a clear 3-wave move, A, B, C, and since then has just been dropping. So I cannot even count it as a 1-2-1-2 setup, because the second wave 2 would have come down too low, invalidating the first wave 1, right? So basically what is technically sometimes possible is a 1-2, okay? So you would say, okay, this was a wave 1, this was a wave 2, then okay, maybe here this is, if it fails to hold a wave, because this could be a wave 3, right? But then you would want it to hold a wave 4 and rally in a wave 5. Now it failed to do so. It failed to hold a wave 4 and to push higher. So it could then just be either another 1-2 setup, but if it goes below the beginning of the wave 1, invalidated. So we have a clear 3-wave top here in place. We call it ABC. And at the moment, 3 waves down. So yeah, I mean, we can still give it a chance, but I have the problem that this is an ABC structure to the upside. Now, that leaves a few possibilities. That leaves the possibility that this chart is, at best, uncertain. And we have here, okay, a wave 1, but it would be the wave 1 of a larger diagonal structure. That means the wave 2 is an ABC. The wave 3 would need to be an ABC, ABC, and it could make new highs, right, in a wave 3. But it would be an ABC structure, would be very choppy, very sloppy. And I haven't really seen, I think with the exception of 1 or 2 altcoin charts that have got that structure, that they actually, with an ABC top, rally later. So in most cases, they fail eventually, and I have to count it as an ABC, and then a 5-wave move down with a 5th wave still expected, okay? So that's sort of the broader scenario. Alternatively, if we can form something more bullish here, it may become a larger diagonal structure. And we talk about, you know, which levels do we need to hold in order to make a more bullish scenario likely, and what other support levels that need to hold at each stage to allow for price to go higher. So let's zoom in now. So first of all, now that we've established that, this is a likely count in which price is now obviously pulling back to the upside in a corrective fashion in a 3-wave move. So far, we only have 3 waves in a wave 4. Yeah. So because of the 2021 high, we set a wave 1 down, a wave 2 up, a wave 3 down, and the wave 4 as a pullback in an A, B, C correction. So currently we are dealing here with a C wave. I did highlight to you that resistance area. We're now in the area, pretty much in the middle of it, haven't broken it. Okay, so the idea is that this particular wave count, where we are moving up in a wave 4 and would see another sell-off in a wave 5 later, is a valid interpretation and is the primary expectation as long as we are below $268. Yeah, so this is the first pivot point. A move above $268, which would tell us that something more bullish is going on. And then we need to determine how this is happening. How is it breaking above resistance? Because if it breaks above resistance in a corrective fashion, which means we continue to be just in a 3-wave move, A, B, C. If it continues to go up like that, then it's just a 3-wave move, and I would unpack my alternative wave count, which would suggest that this wave 1 already finished here probably, and I just have to change the count. The assumption is wrong, and we're actually going higher in a larger pullback, but it would still be corrective, but it could go quite a bit substantially more than we already in the wave 2 pullback. In this scenario, price would not make an all-time high and come down in the 3rd wave then. That really depends on the structure. So if it breaks above resistance in only 3 waves, then I think I'm going to go with this scenario. But at each stage, I will still give you the levels that can hold to go higher short term, okay? Because eventually it may create a more bullish structure. I'm skeptical, but it may do so. And therefore, it's worth knowing what are the relevant levels to measure the risk against, okay? So these are the 2, let's say, bearish scenarios. First of all, I would pay a lot of attention to 268, because a break above that would unlock higher price potential in a larger wave 2 pullback. But yeah, let's now zoom in and look at what is actually needed for the price to create a solid 5-wave move to the upside. Because if we can get a 5-wave move to the upside, then we have possibly something more bullish going on here. So let's zoom in. And I go to the 4-hour chart. And here I wanted to take the time to explain to you, okay, how would a more bullish structure look like? So I've got here as alternative wave counts already a 5-wave move listed. So just want to explain to you, what does the price need to do to make this more bullish? Because at the moment, due to the bigger picture, the context, which is very important in Elliott Wave, I'm counting it as a 5-wave move down, okay? With maybe one more low to come. But how can the bulls avoid it? The bulls can avoid it if this here was a wave 1 instead of a wave A, the top in February. If this was a wave 2 instead of a B wave, I find that unlikely, given that wave 1 was only a corrective move. Okay, it could be a leading diagonal, so we don't want to rule it out. The move 2, or the wave 2, if it was a wave 2, came down to deep. Okay, it didn't invalidate it, but it came down to deep for a reliable wave 2. That's why I focus on a B wave, which can be much more stretched out. Yeah, and the wave C is just a crazy rally, which often happens when in C waves, in these ABC structures. But hey, we want to give it a chance, but it's not my primary expectation, it's the alternative. So this would be in an alternative bullish count, a third wave. So when price pulls back now, and it could be doing that right now, but we're going to focus on that now. If price comes back and holds this support area, let me just measure that, which is between $149 and $193. So 149 is here the relevant level. If price holds 149, ideally it doesn't even go below 153, because that's the possible wave 1 high in a bullish scenario. Then it can give us one more high. So this is the level that if broken to the downside, 149, it basically gives us with a high likelihood a 3-wave top in an ABC correction, and we would make a new low. So 149 is the relevant pivot point needed to hold for further upside. So as long as that's holding, it can overall push higher. Yeah, but we'll see if it can do that. At the moment, I'm skeptical. And I'm rather focused. I see this rather as an ABC structure. Okay, but obviously it's quite a substantial rally, so we don't want to rule out something more bullish. And I'm telling you what is the level that needs to hold if price comes back into this region, you know, for higher. So that's where the bulls need to show up, in this region. Now we might see some short-term weakness soon, and we might see some short-term weakness because that trend line I provided did break now. Yeah, essentially what I highlighted in yesterday's video happened. We pushed a little higher, because what I said to you yesterday was we could get one more squiggle here to the upside in the 5th wave, and then we have a 5-wave move up complete. I can now basically count 5 waves up complete. So I showed you that micro count yesterday, a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and now a wave 5. We also can see now bearish divergences on the 4-hour chart, and I think even on the daily chart. Yeah, you start to see bearish divergences. So at this stage, I think it gets increasingly likely that we come down lower, but I cannot confirm it yet until I see a 5-wave move down. So at the moment, all I have at the moment is a break of the trend line, but that is quite a substantial sign that things are coming down. Now, I think we get some more evidence if we break below this last swing low here at $213. Yeah, and if it breaks below that, I think it sends us very quickly actually into this orange support area where price has another chance to turn around. Yeah, but for now it broke the trend line, so I would be, and it, you know, it even failed to push higher. So I would be very much cautious about possible declines until it breaks below here the Monday swing low though. I think it still has a chance to go higher in an extension, but obviously it broke the trend line, so there's always a warning. And however I draw the trend line, I think there's no way of drawing it in a way that it's not broken. So I think it's broken. It's always a warning, okay? Always a warning. So that's what we use trend lines for, to understand when the trend breaks, or at least the very first early sign, right? It now obviously needs a lower low and a lower high to confirm that. And then I would pay very much attention to this area. And if it breaks below that, yeah, then I think new lows could be coming. But I will keep you updated about this because a lot of people are currently interested in this chart. Now, on the contrary, if it pushes above today's high again at $244, then it will extend this move up, but it wouldn't change the bigger picture. Okay, it's just paying a lot of attention now to the micro level, but yeah, it's a bit of a first warning here that the trend line broke. Now again, what do I want to see next? In order to confirm that we really have ended this 5-wave move up, I need to see a break below that 213 level. Until then, it is still technically possible also in the current wave count to extend higher. But it's just that the trend line break is the first signal together with a bearish divergence. Yeah, and this is next support. And what I would like to see, I mean, in a more bullish interpretation, if we really get a wave 4, I would like to see a healthy wave 4 and not something where it goes into this area in a day or so. I mean, look at how long the wave 2 took. If this really is a wave 2, it took months. So ideally, a wave 4 also will be a bit stretched out before going higher. All right, that's my update about Bitcoin Cash. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.